All right, so moving on to man, I almost was about to trick myself into thinking this was a better movie, but I forgot that our current string of hits has kind of ended here with this one.
Yes, it has. Oh God.
Like I was just thinking, man, a few weeks ago we managed to watch Goodfellas and Unforgiven in the same week, and now here we are, reduced to this.
Yes. Yes. We we watched
One of the movies of all time.
one of the movies of all time. Yes, one of the uh, watched it with a lot of alcohol and plenty of friends, and it's more bearable.
Yeah. So The Last
Uh,
Dragon, it's weird because it's almost like somebody decided to cast themselves in a Bruce Lee self-insert fan fiction.
yeah. Wonder if that wasn't Barry Gordy, who was the executive producer on the movie.
I did a little bit of research on it because sometimes when you come across a movie that's this weirdly bad, you want
Yeah.
to like learn more about it. The screenwriter, let's see, was it Louis Finosta? Let me pull this back up again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
It's
Whoever wrote it, like the original idea was they wanted to make a movie for themselves to star in that wasn't like him as hoodlum number three,
oh, okay.
which I can totally understand that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The Last Dragon was based on an original screenplay by Louis Vinosta, then a struggling young actor slash dancer who stated he was tired of being cast as gang member number three in every urban film made in New York.
Okay. Yeah. Um, but yeah, this movie is so out there. Like I had a hard watching when as I was watching. I'm just like, okay, what am I watching here? What is even this?
Yeah, so I haven't found a lot of specifics about outside of that initial script where the hell this came from.
Yeah,
This was made by Motown Movies. I don't know if there were any other Motown movies.
yeah. I
Uh,
don't know either.
with
Yeah,
Mr. Barry Gordy himself producing,
yeah,
or at least heavily involved. Who, if you don't know, Barry Gordy was he the founder? Yeah, founder of Motown record label and its subsidiaries.
yeah,
Who produced a lot of music that you know and love. Just
yeah.
statistically, there are multiple songs that this man is responsible for indirectly that you love.
Oh yeah, like Aretha Franklin, Smokey Robinson,
Yep.
for the Four Temptations. Yeah, just well, yeah, a lot of music, a lot of great music.
Which
Um,
explains why there's an awful lot of Motown records in this Motown movie.
yes.
Yeah.
um, so I guess we should get to the plot of the movie.
Yeah. So there's like a few threads in this thing. First off, you have our main character. Let's see, what is his name? Leroy
Leroy.
Green, played by Timac.
The entire time I was here, I hear his name. I kept thinking Leroy Jenkins.
Uh, Daniel, this is a thing that I read on Wikipedia that if it's true is going to just shock you,
Yeah.
just completely shock you. So whenever you have a movie starring a martial artist, you have two options.
Hmm?
Option one is to take somebody who is an actor and teach them some martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
Option two is to take a martial artist and teach them some acting. Guess which one Timac was?
Martial artists that they try to have act.
Yep.
uh,
First movie. And boy, does it show.
oh, man, yeah. Oh, one of the one of the most wooden and just god awful performances I've ever seen from like oh man.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so basically imagine a 19-year-old black belt who's been cast in a movie as the lead actor, doing his best to do a Bruce Lee impression, and that's kind of the caliber of main character acting you get here.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
see, I'd say there's like three threads in this movie. First thread is he has he and his martial arts teacher, like they open the film with him doing a kata, which I think is actually repeated twice over the credits, like the exact same kata, because I was noticing some of the visual effects were being repeated.
Yeah.
Nothing but quality here, folks.
Yes.
And he has achieved a level where his master says that he can't teach him anything else. So he needs to go and make his own way. Find this other teacher who can teach him more if he needs to. And when you achieve true, I forget the wording of this. Like I'm gonna just make something true kung fu glory. Your body will glow.
Yes.
Thread 2. There is a corrupt local music executive who is trying very hard to get his wife a music career.
Yeah, and she's kind of like a wannabe Cyndi Lauper.
Yes, and honestly, some of the better parts of this movie were the like awful sexually suggestive music videos that she was in.
Yeah.
Because like she's not an ugly woman, but she's not exactly a sex symbol either, right?
Right. Yeah.
But it's like she's trying to do like a Cyndi Lauper early era Madonna type show.
Yeah.
Like I found the stuff under your bed, like with pictures of like her flipping through a Playboy or whatever.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
And he is trying very hard to get his wife's music video played on this Soul Train type music show, which is being which is run by is Vanity the actress's name?
Yeah, Vanity. Yeah.
There's a lot of people with just one name. Okay, there's two people in this movie who are listed on IMDb as having a single name.
Yeah.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice in the same movie.
Yeah.
Playing Laura Charles, the host of this dance show.
Yeah.
And she's refusing because, well, the music video is awful. So she's going to try and, so this Eddie Arcadian, this evil music executive is trying to threaten her when Leroy Green happens to show up and save the day.
Yes.
Which results in, I forget, I think I forgot a fourth. Actually, no, I was counting Vanity's plotline as being the second thread. Third thread is you have the real star of this movie.
Yeah.
Who is the master?
Sho'Nuff.
Who is the Shogun of Harlem?
Sho'Nuff.
Yeah, there is this guy who has heard everyone be saying that Leroy Green was the best martial artist in town, and he wants to beat him up to prove that no, Sho'Nuff is the true master of Harlem.
Yeah.
And every scene he's in is great.
Yeah. Yeah, he chews the scenery. Yeah.
Played by Julius Carey, who, well, what do you know? He's a better actor because they took an actor and they taught him some martial arts.
Yeah.
like sane people making a movie.
Yes.
The only other major character that we aren't bringing up here is Richie Green, Leroy's little brother, who I thought looked familiar, but when I looked him up, like his most prominent role was as played by Lee O'Brien. His most prominent role was as Richie Green in The Last Dragon. Like, okay, I have not seen him before.
Yeah.
He's very much like he has all the person. I guess he got all the personality in the family because he's just a little wisecracker.
Yeah. That was the part of the movie that just didn't make any sense to me when you meet Leroy's family and you see like how he talks about it. He's very, very stoic and he never uses any contractions, and and but then his parents and his brother are kind of like New Yorkers.
Yeah, they're just entirely ordinary.
Yeah,
Um, I think that delivery is again him trying to be very Bruce Lee-esque.
yeah,
It just isn't all that interesting.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of pretty telling when Vanity is acting circles around him.
Yeah, and honestly, if she was up against somebody else, we'd be probably going, "Oh yeah, she's in a little wooden, but she did a workman-like job." Like no, like when she was there with Leroy, she was emoting, he was not.
Yeah, yeah. Ah,
So I would say like the martial arts part of this movie are the best part. The
yeah,
parts that are like parodies of the music industry are kind of interesting, but it's very weird to have them juxtaposed with each other.
yeah, yeah, and and how they kind of all collide is kind of like just kind of almost like a thrown in as an afterthought. Like, okay, well, how are we going to get all of them together? It's like, oh, okay, well, we'll just have the evil record producer and Sho'Nuff, just get together and say, all right, can you deal with Leroy? Yeah, I'll deal with Leroy for free. Turns down a whole briefcase of cash.
Which is, a very Shogun move.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, now the last fight scene, apparently that was like the special effects they're using to get the glow on their two bodies, because of course he achieves the ultimate martial arts and his body glows. And Sho'Nuff
yes,
was doing a little bit of it, but in red instead of gold.
yeah.
That was apparently one of the first times that particular effect technology was used in a movie,
Mm,
which is interesting.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. And it's but like I said, yeah, like you're saying, the martial arts scenes were pretty good. It's just I was getting really frustrated with like just the whole like it's trying to be too many things. Like it's trying to be a martial arts movie. It's trying to be like a romance movie. It's trying to be like a what do you want to call it? Like a social commentary on the record industry.
mhm.
It's just all this stuff going on, and it's just like even like I don't know. Even if I had like if I was drunk enough and I was watching it with friends, like I don't even know if that would have been make it more enjoyable.
Yeah, this is not the most amazing B movie out there.
Yeah, yeah,
Also, it commits the cardinal sin. It has lengthy sequences from Bruce Lee movies involved with it. It,
yeah,
it commits the cardinal sin of don't remind people of better movies in the middle of your crappy one.
yeah, they were playing scenes from like Enter the Dragon and his Bruce Lee's last movie. What was it called? That was the one where he's wearing the yellow jumpsuit.
Yeah, that everyone references now.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
I
but yeah,
couldn't tell you.
it's yeah.
Also, in the bit of internet research I found this. I feel like this little story about the making of the movie is very telling. Under pressure from the studio, in an effort to cut $2 million out of the budget, director Michael Schultz and screenwriter Louis Van Osta sat up in a hotel room all night rewriting the script. When Van Osta fell asleep on the hotel bed, Schultz pressed a button on the computer which deleted 40 pages of the script.
Oh.
When Van Osta awoke that morning, the pair spent the day recreating that material from what they could remember.
Oh, jeez. Oh boy,
Now, the source
that
for
is
this is 80s Movies Rewind. So it might be true, might be false.
yeah. Oh boy, yeah.
Also, apparently, somebody is working on an animated movie, Rise of the Last Dragon.
Uh,
which so I don't. This is it's interesting watching this little trailer that I can see here because it looks like sub Netflix tier animation. Like if this was like a PS3 or early PS4 game, you'd be like, that's a pretty decent video game cutscene.
Ooh. Well,
or maybe this is a fan animation. I don't know. Yeah, this is probably a fan animation. Anyway, that's either here or there. So would we recommend this? I feel like I'm usually pretty forgiving with recommending things. I don't know that I can recommend watching the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think I can either. And you know, I have become a bit of a connoisseur of good bad movies in the last 2 or 3 years. But I just this one didn't do it for me.
No, your best bet is to go to YouTube and look up all the Sho'Nuff scenes back to back because
Yeah.
and then the fight scene, those are the best parts.
Yeah. What I thought was funny was that one scene with Sho'Nuff, he's wearing football pads, shoulder pads that he just kind of like painted and made bigger.
I mean, the dude isn't necessarily the most financially well off. He did turn down a whole briefcase full of money.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, this movie was on Netflix, but it no longer is. I think New Year's Eve was the last day for it.
Yep. So keep an eye out for it if it does sound like it's up your alley.
Yeah.
I think that if you were to watch this, the alcohol plus friends plus permission to razz combo is very much necessary to enjoy this thing.
Yes. Yeah. Indeed. Well, I think we've said all we need to say for tonight.
Indeed.